going to start in any seated position you wish. So, legs crossed. I like to sit on a bolster. You can put pillows, and then I like to have my knees underneath me. That's quite comfortable for me. You can have your legs out long. You can sit on your pillows. Whatever you chose, whichever seated position, the aim is that you have a neutral back. So you have the curve at the top of your thoracic, and then you have the other curve of your lumbar spine. So it's almost like an S shape. Very subtle, you can't see. Crown of your head reaching tall. And maybe you want to close your eyes or have a soft gaze. Low down to the floor. Maybe looking through your eyelashes if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes. And have your hands in your lap with your left hand in your right hand, almost like a cup, and just rest them there. And breathe. Just take a moment to separate your practice from your day, fully arrive on your mat. Our bodies are on the mat, but maybe our mind is downstairs finishing the washing up. Maybe it's still watching the TV and what that newsreader said. So just let the mind catch up with the body on your mat. Breathe. And set no expectation for today's class. What comes up, comes up. What feels good, feels good. Last week we worked on Abhyasa and Vairaga, which is effort and surrender, and the right equal amounts. My favourite theme, which is what we're working on today, is a yoga concept called Svadhyaya, which means self-study. And I would probably say it's one of the important things that we learn, that we need to learn. And it's about getting to know our bodies, our minds. If we want to change something, or if something's not working, we really do need to understand ourselves before we can change anything. And we're just going to work with that theme on the mat, getting to know our bodies, getting to know our breath, our minds, and then maybe we can translate that off the mat at another point. So we're seated. What seated position did you choose? Why do you think you like it? What feels good about it? Does it feel good in the hips? Does your back feel nice and long? Maybe it helps you to feel really grounded. And then just notice your breath. Don't change anything, just observe. Is it already slow and long? Is it still quite fast? Maybe shallow? There's no right or wrong. You're just observing. How are you breathing? And then bring your attention to your mind, which is a funny old saying, but how are you feeling today? How are your emotions today? Are you feeling quite stressed out already? Things have been going wrong this morning. Are you feeling calm? Again, no right or wrong, you're just noticing how you're feeling. And sometimes we don't even know how we're feeling. How mad is that? When we snap at someone, when we snap at our loved ones, if we could really self-study and think about it, maybe I'm feeling anxious, which is why I've snapped. Sometimes we don't even know how we're feeling. So just observe your emotions. And then take your attention to your body. Do like a little body scan. How does your joints feel? How does your muscles feel? Is there any tension around your back, neck, shoulders? How are your bones feeling? Heavy, stiff? Can you feel any energy in a certain place? Just notice, no judging. I want you to place your hands onto your ribs, just around your bra strap. So you're going to have your thumbs behind you, fingers in front, whatever feels comfortable, but around your bra strap, shoulders down. Don't force them, but just relax them. And just feel your ribs expand and fall in on every breath. And maybe this is a way that you can use when you need to be grounded, when you need to bring your mind back to your body, just feeling your ribs. We're going to do a quick 360 breath. So our ribs, when you tell someone to breathe in, they go, really push out the front of the body, but actually our ribs move 360, front, back, and side. So I want you to take a deep breath in and out on the left side. Take a deep breath in and out on the back. Take a deep breath in and out using the left side body. Using the front body, take a deep breath in and out. And we're going to join them all together. Use front, back, and sides. Breathe in. Breathe out. So every breath we take throughout the practice, I'm going to try and embody all four sides of the rib cage to get some deep breaths down into the lungs. And place your hands, relax them onto your thighs, whichever way you're sitting. You're going to reach your left arm up towards the sky. Get a nice stretch of the side body. Bend the elbow so that your hand sits maybe on the back of your neck, top of your back. If you want to, you can hold on to the left elbow and just get a stretch all down here, your triceps, your armpits, the whole left side. Let go of the elbow, put your right hand to the floor and just have a little lean over to the right, making sure that your shoulders stay stacked. You don't want to fall in, so it's not a big movement. You already increased the stretch because your elbow is bent, and you'll probably find that it's easier to breathe into that left side body. And back to center, reaching tall, and then let it relax. Right hand, reach to the sky, get it nice and long, create space in your armpits. Bend the right elbow, hand nice and stretched. Feel it on the back of your neck or in between your shoulder blades. It's already quite a stretch. If you want to, you can use your left hand to just encourage a deeper stretch into the shoulders, the triceps. Letting go of that elbow, placing the left hand to the floor and just leaning slightly over to the left. Really try and separate each rib on that right side. Create space. And breathe. Nice. Back to center. You're going to take your right hand, place it on your left thigh, and twist. Oh, I'm doing the opposite to you. Don't worry. Very gentle twist, first twist of the day. Notice how this feels. Breathe, grow tall. Twist a little bit more. Very, very small. And back to center. Take the opposite hand to the one you just used. Place it on the opposite thigh, grow tall, and twist. Just wringing out any tension in the spine. Notice how this feels. And back to center. We're going to drop our head to the right ear to right shoulder. Stretching off the left side, the left neck. And we're going to drop our chin also down to the right shoulder. Taking the stretch a little bit further back on the left side. If anyone gets any migraines, headaches, this can often be the cause. These neck muscles here that we're stretching. And bring your head back to center. Go on the other side. So left ear to left shoulder first of all. So you're head on. Just let gravity pull you down. Notice how this feels. Bit of self-study. Got any tightness around your neck? Breathe. And drop your chin to your left shoulder. Take the stretch behind you. So self-study is just noticing how we are, how we're feeling, not changing anything yet, just noticing. Breathe. And back to center with your hands on your knees. So if you've got them cross-legged or kneeling, it's absolutely fine. We're going to do a seated cat-cow. So we're going to breathe in, reaching the chest forward, shoulders back. Nice, gorgeous curve of the spine. Breathing out, we're going to roll the pelvis, scoop the tummy back, let your shoulders come forward, drop your head, get a nice stretch in the neck. Again, breathing in, tip the pelvis forward, lift the chest, and you can take your gaze up slightly, but not really fall back. And breathing out, really draw the navel to spine, rounding the shoulders, rounding your back. Tuck the pelvis under. Nice. One more. Breathing in. Really mobilizing the spine. Maybe one way feels better than the other. Study that. And breathing out. Rounding the spine. Come to a neutral position, but just leave your head looking down. Clasp your fingers. Place them very gently on the back of your head. My ponytail is in the way. And just gently put a little bit of pressure on your head. And feel a stretch in the back of your neck. This is a very small movement, but it feels gorgeous to me. Just relax the neck, let go, gentle pressure. Nice. Back up to center. Just going to walk your hands forward, a little forward fold, wherever they are. Stretching the lower back, hamstrings, walking your hands in. Take your hands behind you, fingers facing forward, just lift the breastbone to the sky, back bend. You can drop your head if you want to. And back to neutral. Just have a moment here, maybe place our left hand into our right hand. That mudra again, shoulders back and down, crown and head, and breathe. Notice how your breath is now. Maybe because we've mobilized the spine, it feels a little bit freer, a little easier to breathe. Maybe it doesn't. How's your mood? Are you starting to calm down? Nice. And whichever seated position you've chose, come up to standing at the front of your mat into Tadasana. We're going to go for our sun salutations. Taking you up slightly. Yes. So I just wanted to point out very quickly, I'm going to face you for Tadasana, but you guys will be at the top of your mat. Feet into the floor, shoulders back and down. Lift your breastbone ever so slightly so it's not rounded. Crown of your head, reaching tall. Tuck the chin, tuck it in, and feel nice and strong. If you can, turn your palms towards the front. Now, I often use the cue, squeeze your bum. So squeeze your bum and notice what that does for your midsection. Maybe it makes it a little bit stronger. Maybe you can just feel your bum cheeks squeezing. So here's a little bit of self-study. Notice how this feels. Push your feet into the floor, and I want you to think about turning your thighs outwards. So you're rolling your thighs outwards. What does that do to your core? Hold it here. Bring your navel to spine. Maybe that feels stronger for you guys. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you prefer the squeeze the bum. Just notice what those small, tiny movements does to the rest of your body. So it's a very strong pose in itself, and we're not even moving. In fact, I'm going to pull back a little bit. So let's go to our sun salutations. Your feet as wide as you want them to be. Breathing in, lift your arms overhead, hands meet at the top, maybe gaze at your hands. Breathing out, bending at the hips, bend the knees, flat back, fold forward, and halfway, relax down, bend your knees, hands meet the floor. You're going to take a big deep step back with the right foot, as far back as you can, drop the right knee. You can either stay here, come up to hands at heart center, or if you want to, you can breathe in and lift your arms overhead. You might need to widen that front foot a little bit to increase your balance. Feel a stretch in the front of that right hip. Breathing out, place your hands on the floor. This time we're going to bring our left foot to meet the right foot, and we're going to just reach forward and come into a half plank position. You can have your toes tucked or your laces on the floor. Squeezing that bum or rotating those thighs outwards to create strength in the core. You're going to bend your elbows and come to a lying down position. Keep your hands where they are or bring them slightly back to the bottom of the ribs. Breathe in, lift your head and chest to that cobra position. Feet as wide as you need them to be. Push your laces into the mat. And breathing out, relax down. You're going to come to a child pose, so push back. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Our first downward dog. Adjust your feet to where they need to be. Widen your collarbones, big bend in the knees. Breathe. Rest that left knee on the floor. You're going to propel yourself backwards so you can get that right foot to the right hand. Walk it in slightly. Get it there however you need to get it there. Untuck the back toes. Again, you can stay here, hands to heart center, or breathing in, lift the arms up. Low lunge position. Feet push firmly into the floor. The knee and hip and ankle all face the same direction. Place your hands on the floor. Bring that back foot to meet the front foot. However you want to get it there. Come into your forward fold. Let the head hang. The knees are bent. Hips are high. Breathe. And when you're ready, push your feet into the floor. Bend into the knees. Come up flat back. Breathing in. Take your arms wide. They meet at the top. Bring your hands down to heart center, breathing out. We're going to go again on the other side. So reset yourself if you're not at the front of the mat, or if you prefer your feet wider, get yourself started in the right position. Breathing in, take your arms overhead. Breathing out, fold forwards, flat back, hinge at the hips, relax your head down. Bend your knees so your hands can meet the mat. Take that left leg back as far as you can. Drop the knees. Choose the position that you want to take your hands. Breathe in. Maybe you can lift the breastbone a little bit. And breathing out. Place your hands back in line with your foot. You're going to take that right foot to meet the left. Lean slightly forward so we come into a half plank. Our elbows go backwards, lower down slowly with control. Keep the elbows in. Very nice. Relax down. Move your hands back just an inch. Breathe in. Lift your head and chest. That cobra feeling. Breathing out, back down. Come into your child's pose. Then tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Downward dog. Walk your feet out, pedal them out, stretching your calves, your Achilles. Nice. Drop your right knee to the floor, propel that left foot forward, maybe give it a helping hand so it's in line with your hands. Walk it to the center slightly, untuck the back toes, choose the hand position you want, breathe in. Maybe lift the breastbone, look to the ceiling if you wish. Breathing out, hands frame the foot, untuck that back knee, bring the right foot to meet the left, forward fold, let the head hang, bend your knees. And take a deeper bend into the knees, clip the shoulders back. I can't move because the chest is there. Oh, the joys of working out at home. Breathe in, take your arms overhead, breathe out, hands to heart center. Bring your hands down by your side for Tadasana. Breathe. How does that feel in your body? You still feeling stiff? Are you feeling low mood? Maybe your heart rate got up a little bit. We're going to do it again on both sides, a little bit quicker, to create some heat. So turn that midsection on before we go anywhere. Push the feet into the floor, roll the thighs out, roll your shoulders back and down, head grows tall, tuck your chin in. Breathing in, lift the arms overhead so they meet. Look at your hands. Breathe out, fold forward, swan dive, hinge at the hips, hands meet the floor, bend your knees. Take that right leg back as far as you can, drop the right knee, breathe in, take your hands to wherever you want them, maybe lift the breastbone, look up. Breathing out, place your hands onto the floor, bring that left foot back, breathe in, reach forward to that plank position, breathing out, send the elbows back so you reach the floor. Breathe in, lift your head and chest, cobra, push your hips into the mat. Breathe out, child's pose, downward dog. Have a breath here. Push equally into your hands and your feet. Widen your collarbones, roll the thighs outwards to create a bit of activity in the glutes. Very nice. Drop the left knee, reach the right foot forward to your hands, however you get there. Breathe in, lifting, balancing, navel to spine always. Breathing out, hands to the floor, bring that back foot to reach the front, forward fold, head hangs. And taking your arms wide, reaching up to hands meet at the center, breathing out, bring your hands down. We go again one more time on the other side. Breathing in, take your arms overhead. Breathing out, swan dive, forward, relax over the legs. Taking that left foot back all the way, drop the knees. Reaching forward with your heart, coming up. Hands at heart center, hands overhead, wherever feels good. Biceps by your ears if you can. Reaching that breastbone to the sky. Hands on the floor, frame the feet. Let that right leg join the left. Breathe in, reach forward. Breathing out, lowering slowly to the ground. Breathing in, cobra pose, so lift the head and chest, pin the shoulders back, and lowering back down, child's pose, tuck the toes, downward dog. Adjust your feet to where you need them to be, widen your collarbone, let the head go. You're going to drop the right knee, bring the left leg up towards your hands, choose your low lunge position. Maybe you can start to add a little back bend, biceps by your ears. Then coming back down, hands frame your feet, bring the back leg to meet the front, and coming up flat back, clip the shoulders back, hands meet at the top, bring them down to heart center, take your hands by your side, close your eyes, Tadasana, and breathe. And self-study. How did that feel? How do you feel now? Maybe it raised your heart rate a little bit. Maybe you feel a little warmer. Maybe you didn't like it because it was too quick. That's okay as well. You're just studying how you feel, how your body feels. Maybe something come up on your knees and you're not too sure. Breathe and observe. How is your breath now? Is it a little bit faster? Can you get it under control? So in Tadasana, we're going to take the hands overhead like we just did, breathing in. Folding forward, take the arms wide, flat back, swan dive, hinge at the hips, forward fold. You're going to step back with the right foot, step back with the left foot, keep your hips high, push into a downward dog. Have your knees bent as much as you need. Widen the collarbones, let your head hang, relax your face, and breathe. Soften your chest in the direction of your legs. Pushing equally through both hands and feet. This time, you're going to bring your feet together in that downward dog position, and you're going to lift your right foot. So it can go as high as you want to. Wherever it meets is absolutely fine. And we call this three-legged dog or split dog, and it's putting a bit more pressure into your hands, and maybe your back Achilles, your back heel pushes down a little bit more. But you're going to now bring that right foot in between your hands. So you may have to help it along a little bit. Okay, so you're almost in that lunge position here. Grow your heart tall, the crown of your head forward. And what you're going to do is you're going to circle off that back heel so that your front heel and your back heel are in line. You're going to bend the front knee, pushing through, squeeze the tummy muscles, reach your arms out long, looking over the front finger. You are in warrior two. If you like a shorter stance, then give it to yourself. That's a bit of self-study, isn't it? Knowing what you like, knowing what works better for you. So find it, breathe. Don't let that front knee cave in. So this is warrior two. We've done it every week so far. So you should know and love it, and you should know what serves you best, what feels good for you in warrior two. So now we're going to go into side angle pose. So you're going to have your front arm, the forearm is going to rest on your thigh, the front thigh, not the kneecap, the front thigh, and your back arm is going to come over your head in a diagonal position. So from your back foot to your top arm is one gorgeous straight line. Here you want to roll that back shoulder, the top shoulder backwards, and you're trying to get your bottom shoulder underneath a little bit more forward so they're nice and stacked. You can look at your top hand or to the ceiling, which is traditional, or if that doesn't feel good in your neck, you can look down or just keep it neutral. You're going to feel a lot going on in your quads. Push that back foot into the mat. Instead of dumping into this front leg, rebound out of it. Push your elbow really in, create some space. Push through the front foot to come back up to warrior two. Looking over, knee bent. Breathe. You're going to place your hands, turn your hips to that lunge position, hands on mat, and then take your foot back into downward dog. Maybe have a bend, maybe pad through. Do whatever feels good and breathe. How did that feel? How did it make you feel emotionally? And that sounds really stupid to some of you. But did it make you angry that you couldn't do it, that you didn't know it? Maybe you loved it because you could feel it really working and burning. Just notice the feelings it brought up. Bring your feet together in this downward dog position. You're going to lift your left leg to wherever it goes. No height is required. Bring that left leg through to the front of the mat, in between your hands, so give it a help. You're going to circle back that back leg. Make sure that your heels are in line. Grow your heart forward. Push through that front leg. It's bent. Arms come wide, looking over the front finger. I'm going to turn face this way. So change your stance if you want it smaller, shorter if you want it wider. Absolutely do so, but make sure that the back edge of the back foot doesn't roll forward. You can push evenly through the little toe edge. Bend in the front knee, knee over ankle, shoulders back and down. Breathe. Navel to spine. We're going to lean forward into side angle. So take the forearm off the front arm and take that top arm overhead, pointing to the where the ceiling meets the wall, that corner of the room. Roll in the top shoulder back and the bottom shoulder forward so they're more stacked. Squeeze the tummy, roll out the front of this thigh, pushing through the floor. You know that feeling to strengthen your core. Look at your top hand or wherever feels comfortable. Get a little deeper, pushing into that bent knee to create lift underside. A gorgeous space under here. We're not dumping. Breathe. I love making this shape. I love that perfect straight line. Breathe. Push through the front foot. Cartwheel the arms up. Warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot. Take that front foot back into a downward dog, hips high. Drop your knees to the floor. Come into any child's pose that you like. Hands wherever you want them to be. If you've done a bit too much for your wrists, then turn your palms upwards. You can even bend your elbows here. Have your hands in a prayer position over your head. And breathe. And study. How are you feeling? How are your legs feeling? How's your breath? Maybe one side was more difficult than the other. Maybe one side is stronger than the other, or more flexible than the other. Maybe they felt different. And just breathe and notice how it feels. So take your arms outstretched if they're not already. Tuck the toes, coming into your downward dog. I want you to walk your feet to your hands at the front of the mat. Rolling up very slowly because we've been upside down. Vertebrae by vertebrae, shoulders, neck last. Tadasana. Bring your hands together at heart center. We're going to take a big wide step with our left leg. So we come into a wide-legged position. You can have a choice here. You can have your feet parallel to the short edges of the mat, or if you'd like to try it, you can bring your heels out slightly, and so your toes point in ever so slightly, and it's almost a pigeon toe. In this position, we still want to feel how we feel in Tadasana, strong and stable in the midsection. So really push into the mat with your feet. Can you roll the tops of your thighs outwards? You can feel a little strengthening going on the midsection, navel to spine, shoulders back and down, crown of the head growing long. Breathe. So we're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold, Padottanasana. Breathing in, grow tall. Breathing out, you're going to hinge at the hips till you get halfway. Nice flat back, shoulders back and down, clip them in. And then once you get to halfway, you can relax down. You can place your hands on the mat if they meet it. You can hold on to your shins, your thighs, or onto your elbows if that feels good. How you would in a normal forward fold with your legs together. Let your head hang heavy. And just explore. The wider your legs, you're going to get lower to the ground, obviously. You're going to get a bigger stretch in your groin area. But that's if that's what you're after. If you have a narrower stance and that feels better for you, then go there. So just have a little rock around in this position, a bit of self-study. Take your weight into the front of your foot and your toes. Maybe you're going to need your hands to support you. And then taking the weight into your heels, you'll feel your bum come back. You don't want your knees locked out here. They are straight, but you don't want them locked out. So you want just a very micro bend in the knees. Play around with the weight. How does it feel? Maybe it's very intense. Maybe you've got really short adductors or tight abductors. Brilliant. Place your hands to your hips, squeeze your core, navel to spine, coming up, flat back, pin the elbows back, pin the shoulders back. Come into Tadasana, bring your feet together, hands at heart center. Close your eyes and feel the effort of that wide-legged stretch. Maybe you can feel the energy on your insides of your legs, running up the seams of your leggings. Taking your legs wide again. Maybe this time you want to adjust your stance. You want to try it a little shorter, a little wider. Whichever position you chose, you absolutely want to have weight on the little toe edge of your feet. You can try pigeon-toed, so your heels are out slightly, or you can have your feet facing forward. Push the feet into the floor, rotate these upper thighs outwards so you can feel a tightening of this midsection, navel to spine. This time we're going to take, it's up to you, so you can keep your hands heart center or hands on your hips as we flow forward, or we can take your hands behind, interlock your fingers and pull your shoulders back and down. Your choice, your body. Breathing in, grow tall. Breathing out, folding forward. I'm going to have to move away from the wall, flat back. And then as you get halfway, you can relax down. And if your hands want to fall forward, they can. Wherever they fall is absolutely fine. I have hypermobile arms, so they do fall forward quite a bit. Breathe, let your head hang. Let gravity do its thing. Breathe. Play around with the weight in your feet. You're going to have to be more careful this time because you don't have your arms, your hands to protect you. Just notice how little movements may make big changes. Opening of the chest, growing forward just a little bit. Can the crown of your head reach the floor? And bend the knees, coming up with a flat back. Pin the shoulders back. Bring your feet together, relax your hands. Tadasana, breathe. So that same energy you felt in your legs, maybe you can feel in your arms and your shoulders and your chest. Just breathe, enjoy it, study it. Study your breath. How does it feel? Starting to calm down. From here, you're just going to come to a seated position. And then we're going to lay on our backs. Legs out long for the moment. You're going to bring your feet underneath your knees. Try and get them towards the bum. Now we're going to go for a glute bridge or C2 Bandha, which is what we did last week, but last week we did it in a flow. So your arms are by your sides, palms facing down. Walk your shoulders down your back a little bit. Your lower back, your lower spine, you should feel now pressed into the mat, navel to spine to make you a little bit active. You're going to breathe in, lift your hips, push through the feet, push through the tops of your arms. And going to hold it here, but we're not going to hold our breath. So we're just going to breathe in and out here. Your knees, shins, ankles, feet, hips are all in one line. Don't let your knees flare out. Really send the knees forward, nice and narrow. Push through the feet, keep breathing. Feel strength in your back. Maybe squeeze your bum or rotate your thighs outwards. This is a strong position, back bend. And maybe you can walk your arms underneath your body, creating a little bit of lift. Keep pushing through your feet, your legs, navel to spine. Imagine you've got a brick in between your knees. Squeeze it. without moving, squeeze that brick. It's a really strong position. We're strengthening our back body. We're strengthening the front of our thighs. We're opening up our chest, our heart, our shoulders. Keep breathing. And gently relax. Breathe out. Roll down. Bring your knees into your chest. Give them a hug. Breathe. Really got the fires working today. Or we've got them awake at least. You're going to come up to a seated position. So you're welcome to roll. See if you can do 5 to 6 rolls, rolling up the spine, massaging the spine on your neck. Or if you don't like this, you could just come up to any seated position. And hold. And bring your feet to the floor. We're going to do a couple of twists. We've done similar. Both your knees bent, feet out long. You're going to take your right foot and place it through the left. And then bring your left foot just back slightly. If not, keep it here, whatever feels good. Okie dokie. First one, grow tall. Hug the front of that knee. And you're going to turn to the right. So this is an open twist. Keep breathing. Maybe you can go a little deeper. Maybe that left arm can come in front of the left thigh and you can push against it slightly to get deeper into a twist. That right arm can go behind you. Left arm pushing on the left leg. Keep breathing. So this is an open twist. Breathe. And come back to center. Keeping the feet exactly where they are. This time, you're going to use your right arm on the left leg and we're going to go for a closed twist. So breathing in, growing tall first of all. Breathing out, twisting to the left. So slightly different. It's not going to be the same range of motion. Study that. Notice how it feels. Keep breathing. Growing tall, twisting a little bit more. Using that left leg as an anchor. Keep breathing. And back to center. Very nice. Take the legs out long, give them a shake. Window wipers, releasing. Probably felt a bit of compression in that left hip there. Always nice to get a bit of lubrication in there. This time, bend in the right foot, tuck the left leg behind it. Turn sideways, you can see slightly. So you can have your right foot out long if you want. Don't forget you have the option to sit on the pillow. I didn't tell you that before in the yoga class. You don't have to have someone to tell you to do something that feels good in your body. Breathing in tall, we'll go for the open twist first of all. Right arm hugs that right leg, twist to the left, breathe out. Breathe in. If you want to, you can take that right arm inside the right leg to push a little bit more. Left hand can go behind you for a bit of support. Keep breathing, keep twisting. Sit bones, pushing into the mat or your pillow. Breathe. Twist from the navel, not your head. And back to center. Very nice. Let's go on to the other side. So the left hand on the right leg. Breathing in, grow tall. Breathing out, turn to the right. It always feels so good doing it the opposite way straight away. I really feel like I'm wringing out any tension. Keep breathing. No forcing, just growing. Again, you can take your left hand, place it on the outside of your right thigh to get a little deeper. Nice, back to center. Legs out long, give them a twist. We're going to go into a seated forward fold. So if you want to, you can sit on a block, sit on a pillow, just to raise your hips. You can bend, I'm going to go slightly to the side, you can bend your knees slightly to relax off your hamstrings, lower back. Growing tall. If you can, bring your feet together and your thighs together. Breathe tall, shoulders back and down. Reaching forward with the heart. The visualization is to get your heart to your shins. So stay active first of all. It's not going to be a big movement. Keep breathing, using your back muscles. Make sure that your shoulders are out of your peripheral vision. You can't see them. Navel to spine is going to support you here. Shoulders back and down, they're activated. And when you're ready, I want you to relax over. Bend your knees if you want to. Drop your head. Use your pillow to support you. Or you can use your hands to support your head. Just getting a little deeper. Giving into gravity. Notice how it feels. Maybe you've got tight hamstrings and this feels really strenuous. Bend the knees. Growing forward. Let the shoulders relax. Notice how this feels. Notice where you can feel that stretch. Some of you be behind the knees, at the bum area, lower back. Breathe. Final moments. And using your hands to walk your torso up to a neutral position. And you're going to lie all the way back down on your mat. Bring that right knee in, and you can leave the left leg out long if you want to, or if it's a bit too much, then just bend your knees. So this is where the importance of self-study comes in. If there is intense feelings, unfamiliarity in your left leg, then we know that because we're studying that. So we do something to change it, to adapt it, to make it feel better. If you can, hug that right knee into your elbow. So you're just dropping that knee out to the side slightly. And have a little roll. You're going to use your left hand to take your right knee, and you're going to push the right knee over to the left. Bending that long leg if you want to, if it feels good. And you're going to try and straighten up the top body. Have your arms at T position or cactus arms. And if you want to, you can look over the right shoulder. And relax here. Breathing into that right side body. You still want your shoulders back and down. Notice what feels tight, what feels good. Breathe. Nice. And then your next in-breath, bring that knee back into the center, take it out long. Take your arms by your side, breathe. And just study how that right leg, right hip, right rib cage feels. Does it feel any different to the left? Does it feel the same? Maybe it feels lighter, brighter. longer. Breathing in, bring your left knee to your chest, bending the right knee if that is comfortable for you. If not, keeping it out long. So really using your fingers on your shin to just encourage it towards your body. Taking that left arm, hug the left knee into the armpit. So we're letting the left leg just drop out slightly to the left. Have a little massage. Very small, very minute movements, but we still feel the benefits. Just feeling, maybe this hip, does it feel any different to the other side? I know that my right side is incredibly tighter than the left. Taking the right hand onto the left knee and just gently guiding it over to the right side. I'm going to move away from the wall. Hands at T position or cactus, trying to, if you can, look over your left shoulder. If not, just face the ceiling. And you want to encourage that left shoulder to meet the mat. Chest opening, spinal twist. Stretching the left side of the body, the knee, the foot of the left leg just falls wherever it falls. And breathe. Noticing if this side feels any different to how we did on the right. Notice how you're feeling. Are you focusing on trying to get that knee to the ground or shoulder to the ground? Are you working hard when maybe we could be surrendering here? Is your breathing becoming rapid because it's intense? Just notice what happens. What happens to our breath now that we've moved our body into this position? Breathe. And bring that left knee back to your chest. And taking that left leg back out long for our final Shavasana. Arms by your side, palms up. And notice, self-study, is there a gap in your lower back, your lumbar spine? There's meant to be. Maybe walking your shoulders down the mat a little bit will encourage that curve of the lumbar spine back. Can you maybe reach the crown of your head a little taller, tucking your chin in a little bit to grow a little taller? And relax. Let your feet fall out to the side. And in this moment of self-study, notice how your body is feeling now. Is there an energy in a certain part? A heating or a cooling? For me, when I work on my wrists in quite a bit, I can definitely feel my wrists alive in this final Shavasana. Maybe you can still feel your quads. Just notice, how do your joints feel? How do your muscles feel? Relaxed. If they're not, now is the final time to relax them if you can. Can you let go a little bit as you breathe out? Can you get a little heavier? How do your bones feel? Do you feel heavy on the mat, supported? Your skull supported by the mat. Breathe. How do your muscles feel? Muscles in your face. Can you relax them, the muscles around your eyes, in between your eyebrows, your jaw, your teeth are slightly parted, your tongue is loose and light, fingers are curled. And then just bring the attention to your breath. How's the breath now? There's no right or wrong answer. It may still be fast or shallow. How does your breathing now compare to your breathing at the start of the class? Are they the same? Are they different now? How is your mood? How is your mind? Is it more focused? Is it thinking on to the next thing? Breathe. Acknowledge, observe. No forcing. Maybe you're the kind of person that hates this bit, that you're already on to the next thing. You're done. You've finished your moving. You want to go on to the next thing. That's always a good bit of self-studying. Why are you like that? There's no wrong answer. There's no right answer. It's not a bad thing to be. It's just something to notice and observe. And start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bringing one foot into your chest and the other. Hugging, rocking here, side to side or up and down. Round in circles, just feeling sacrum, pelvis, lower back onto the mat. Rolling over to your right side. Take a moment here in that fetal position, that safe position. Pushing your hands into the mat to come up to any seated position. Keeping a low gaze or your eyes closed, bring your hands to heart center. Are you sitting a little taller than you was previously? Does your body feel a little bit lighter? Maybe your mind feels a little bit clearer. If we don't know our own minds or our own bodies, if we don't even know what we like and we don't like, then how can we change things we don't like? Give us more of what we do like. I hope you have a wonderful, peaceful week. Drop your nose to the tip of your fingers. Namaste, everybody. Well done. Oh, my hair's a bit wild. Let's finish the recording.